More often than not, people find searching for a job to be a long and trialing process. Anyone lucky enough to find a job should feel proud of themselves and feel privileged that the company chose them to be a part of their company. If you have a disability, you may find looking for a job to be even more challenging. And once you do find a job, it will be very successful and it will be a lot more valuable for you and for the employer. As you can see on the screen, it's been reported about 20% of people have a disability. And hiring people with a disability can be an asset for any company. My whole life, I've worked with and been surrounded by people with disabilities, and I've also done research my whole entire life about people with disabilities to be able to relate and work with them. You should hire people with disabilities. Let's look at the four reasons why you should hire people with disabilities. The first reason that you should hire people with disabilities is because those people have abilities. People with disabilities aren't defective. If you've ever broke your leg or cut your finger and had a paper cut, you know what it feels like to have a disability. Anyone can get a disability. Maybe we can't walk easily or actually walk all the way, but despite these disabilities, temporary or permanent, that doesn't make us defective. We are all nonetheless still human. A good reason to hire people with disabilities is because they have abilities. The second reason you should hire people with disabilities is because it will reduce training and recruiting costs. At naswdc.org, it said that people with disabilities have a higher or the same rate, performance rate as everybody else that doesn't have a disability. They're also more likely to not leave and go look for another job, so they'll actually stay with your company. Many people think that hiring people with disabilities means that it'll be an expensive accommodations to help them out and be part of their company, but most require none. And those who do require some, 15% of them don't require any at all to accommodate them. 51% of them require $1 to $500. 21% of them require $501 to $1,000 to accommodate them, and 22% require $1,000 or more to accommodate them. I got that from www.articlebase.com. In addition to removing people with disabilities, you have an ability, and also hiring them will reduce costs, and you'll be able to keep them longer. There is a third reason that you should keep hiring people with disabilities. The third reason to hire somebody with a disability is to have a more diverse workforce and appeal to a diverse number of people and their customers. At articlebase.com, they also said that 1 in 5 Americans have a disability, so that means that's $1 trillion worth of purchase power that they could be buying with your company by having a diverse workforce. Other than hiring people with disabilities, knowing that they have abilities, and reducing hiring costs, and having a more diverse workforce is another way that you should reason that you should hire people with disabilities. The fourth reason you should hire people with disabilities is because you receive a tax credit. Articlebase.com also said that under federal income tax code, there are 2 tax provisions and 1 income deduction. The first is targeted tax credit, the second is disabled access tax credit, and the third is code section 190 for architectural barriers. We looked at 4 reasons why you should hire people with disabilities. The first was to hire people with disabilities because they have abilities. The second one was because you can reduce training costs. The third was there's a more diverse workforce, and they apply people that have disabilities and they'll come to your company. The fourth one was that you receive a tax credit. Many people are scared and closed-minded about hiring people with disabilities. My mom worked for Region 5 Services for a long time, and she slowly worked her way down from a walker down to a wheelchair, and they came up with reasons totally abstract from the reasons that they fired her to let her go as an excuse. I took this picture with her this morning, and she had both of her hips replaced in the past 90 days. And after hearing my speech that I gave about her as Maynard V. Pearson, I'm sure that you're all as confident as I am that she would be a good asset to anybody, any company.